right, this story is from Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "If you want to be my follower, you must turn from your selfish ways, take up your cross, and follow me. If you try to hang on to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for my sake, you will save it. For what does it benefit if you gain the whole world, but lose your own soul? What is worth more than your own soul?"
As the sun went down that evening, people throughout the villages brought sick family members to Jesus. No matter their diseases, the touch of his hand healed everyone. Most of them were possessed by demons. The demons came out shouting, "You are the Son of God." But they knew he was the Messiah. He rebuked and refused to let them speak. Early the next morning, Jesus left to an isolated place. The crowd searched for him everywhere, and when they found him, they begged him to stay. He replied, "I must go and preach the kingdom of God to other places, because that is why I was sent." He continued to travel on and preach to synagogues in Judea.
All right, this parable is from Mark chapter 4, verses 26 through 29. Then Jesus also said, "The kingdom of God is like a farmer scattering seed. Night and day, while he is asleep or awake, the seed continues to grow, but he does not understand it. The earth produces crops on its own. First, a leaf blade shoots up. Then, heads of wheat are formed. And finally, the grain is ripened. And when the grain is ready, the farmer will come and harvest it with a sickle, for the time of the harvest has come."
This passage is from Mark 4:30-32. Jesus said, "How should I describe the kingdom of God? What story shall I use to illustrate it? It is like a mustard seed planted in the ground. It is the smallest of all seeds, but grows to be the largest of all garden plants. It grows long branches so that birds can make nests in its shade."
Here's another story Jesus told. The kingdom of God is like a farmer who planted good seed in his field. But that night, as the workers slept, his enemy came and planted weeds among the wheat, then slipped away. When the crop began to grow and produce grain, the weeds also grew. The farmer's workers went to him and said, "Sir, that field where you planted good seed is full of weeds. Where did they come from?" "An enemy must have done this," the farmer exclaimed. Should we pull out the weeds?" they asked. "No," he replied. "If you do, you will uproot the wheat as well. Let both grow together, and then during the harvest I will tell my harvesters to sort out the weeds, tie them into bundles, and burn them, then to put the wheat into the barn."
Matthew 13:45. Again, the kingdom of God is like a merchant on the lookout for choice pearls. When he discovered a pearl of great value, he sold everything he owned to buy it.
So this story is from Luke chapter 12, verses 13 through 24. A man called out from the crowd, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide our father's estate with me." And Jesus replied, "Who appointed me a judge to preside over things like these?" Then he said, "Friend, guard yourself against all kinds of evil, because your life is not measured by how much you own." Then he told this story. So there is a farmer, and he had rich, fertile land, and that grew fine crops. When he had his harvest, he said, "What do I do with all these crops? I don't have enough room to store them." Then he said to himself, "I know, I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and then I'll have enough room to store my wheat and other goods. I'll tell myself, sit back and take it easy. You have enough stored away for years to come. Eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "You fool, you'll die tonight, and then who will get all that you've worked for?" Yes, a man is a fool if he stores up his earthly wealth, but does not have a rich relationship with God.
So this is the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector. Then Jesus told this story to those who were greatly confident in their self-righteousness and scorned everyone else. Two men went to the temple to pray. One was a Pharisee, The other was a despised tax collector. The Pharisee stood by himself and prayed this prayer. "O God, thank you for not making me a sinner like everyone else. I do not sin, I do not cheat, and I do not commit adultery. I fast twice a week, and I give you 10% of my income." But the tax collector, who dared not lift his eyes, beat his chest in sorrow and said, "O Lord, be merciful to me, for I am a sinner." I tell you, it was the tax collector, not the Pharisee, who walked out justified in the eyes of God. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and for those who humble themselves will be exalted.
This is the parable of the dragnet from Matthew 13:47 through 51. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a net that is thrown into the ocean and catches all kinds of fish. When it is full, it is pulled onto shore, and fishermen sit down and separate the good fish into bins, but throw the bad fish away. And so it will be at the end of days, when the angels will come and separate the righteous from the wicked, and throw them into the fiery furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Do you understand these things? Jesus asked.
Yes, we do! Con los terroristas.